Sharia law! One law for all! No Sharia law! One law for all! No Sharia law! One law for all! No Sharia law!
Nature and the involuntary nature of the Sharia law and Islamic laws. And they need to be banned in this country. That's important. Support one law for all. Can I? We have a few speakers today here. But I want to start with this campaign is wide-ranging. It's been supported by many organizations, human rights organizations, secularist organization, humanist organization, and many groups for women's rights and activists. This is the only campaign that actually gives a voice to the voiceless in this country. That's important. Those of you who are here, remember, you are actually the voice of the voiceless in this country. So be proud of yourselves. Right, can I ask Maryam Namazie to come forward? Sorry about the speakers here. We have a problem a bit with our speakers. Right, Maryam Namazie. There we go. Campaigner and the spokesperson for One Law for All.
Long live freedom! Long live equal rights! Thank you all for coming. Today is an important day. The Islamists have set up a counter demonstration against us. This is exactly what we want, because it is us against them and against the far right. They are a far right movement. They put their ideology, their despicable, inhuman, brutal, barbaric, medieval ideology before the human being. The far right in this country, from the British National Party to the EDL, to stop Islamization of Europe, they too put nationalism before the human being. This movement, which represents a majority across the world, not just in Britain, but across the world, represents the human being and puts the human being first. We, as Faima said, represent millions, and we are not just in Britain. Today is a day that Neda Agha Sultan, a 27-year-old, was shot dead in the streets of Tehran, protesting for freedom and for equal rights, for an end to Sharia law. We are an extension of that movement of people everywhere, struggling under Sharia law, resisting it, challenging it, opposing it, on the front lines. Britain is the front line today because it has become a stronghold of the Islamic movement. What we've said is that Sharia law is not a demand of Muslims, it is a demand of the Islamists. Look at them, because that is your enemy, not Muslims, not people struggling and resisting under Sharia law. Them, a brutal medieval movement that when it has full power, it stones people to death in the streets for adultery, it hangs people for being gay and apostates, it executes people for drinking alcohol. In Iran, there are 130 offenses under Sharia that is punishable by execution: blasphemy, apostasy, heresy, witchcraft, sexuality, having sex outside of marriage, homosexuality. The Archbishop of Canterbury and many of its proponents say that Sharia law is only being implemented in its civil aspects. We are here to say that its civil aspects are an extension of its penal code. It is inhuman, it's discriminatory, particularly against women and children. And we published a report today that gives evidence for that, if anyone is not yet certain of that reality. We represent a vast majority. We have to hold our heads up high, but remember that we are not, we need to be a lot more if we're going to push this movement back. We need to tell our neighbors, our friends, our colleagues, our lovers, anyone, that this is a movement they need to belong to. Don't be afraid. There is strength in numbers. There is strength in numbers. And as the people in Iran, in Afghanistan, in Iraq, and elsewhere are battling this movement, we have to battle alongside them. We have to push back this movement. We have no choice. It is the task and duty of 21st century humanity. And that humanity is alive in One Law for All. Long live One Law for All. Long live secularism. Long live equal
hold anything there.
No Sharia law! I ask you, what gives this example the right to legislate over another person? Indeed, the only law is the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Takbir! La ilaha illallah! Muhammad Rasulullah! Takbir! La ilaha illallah! Muhammad Rasulullah! La ilaha illallah! Muhammad Rasulullah! Takbir! Takbir!
Because of unlawful is also part of a wider cause, and that is the fight against this creeping religion being written into our laws. There's a case recently Christian fundamentalists who sought to have special treatment in employment cases and in court cases. This was dismissed, thrown out of court, and that is something we should celebrate. I'd like to just quote very briefly what the Lord Justice said. He said, legislation for the protection of youth held purely on religious grounds cannot be justified. He said it was an